Hello there. Have you ever heard of a game called Terraria? No? Why not? Today, I'll be playing one of the holy grails of games, Terraria. This game offers an endless opportunity for creativity and exploration. It glazes your eyes with stunning and butt-clenching boss fights. And it also offers players endless replayability. This is by far one of the games of all time. Anyway, without further ado, let us jump right into the video. As the first step of literally every game ever is presented to us, creating our character, we also get presented with the very first challenge of the playthrough, which is to find a haircut that looks like a mullet. After finding one suitable enough, we finish character setup and head straight to make our world, where we immediately make the biggest mistake of the run. That being pressing the Master Mode difficulty button. You see, Master Mode is in fact the hardest difficulty of the game, and even me with my 875 hours of gameplay have never actually beaten Master Mode before. Having been blissfully unaware that this Ostrobogulus strip-up would give us so much pain in the future, we pressed the randomized world type button, saw that we got Crimson, cried a little, and created our brand new world. As of spawning in, we immediately get to do three things simultaneously, which is number 1, I lumberjack off to the trees, causing deforestation that would put the Amazon rainforest workers to shame. Number 2, take a moment to see that a man called the Guide, who will be important later, has been bestowed upon us by a higher deity, effectively making him our very own baby Jesus. And number 3, I force a bunny to follow me forever, unwillingly. None of these in fact stop us at all, because we have goddamn work to get to, and we will be damned if any animal cruelty activists get in the way. Upon heading to the left and cutting down more trees, we come upon a ginormous tree, and we see our very first chest of the run. Without a second thought, we run our little grubby hands through the loot of whichever Lorax owned this tree and rob him blindly. To top it all off, we had an absolutely sensual moment when we open it and find a step stool. This will be a crucial item that we must have on our person to be able to beat the game. After continuing to run through them truffler trees, we find our first biome other than the forest, a dry, harsh desert. We don't like this, not one bit, so after coming face to face with a little ant that spat sand at us and did over half our health in damage, as well as seeing a gang of slimes pulling up to absolutely cap my ass, we take the extreme bitch approach to things and dig ourselves a hole to hide for the rest of our days, because I'm scared of confrontation. After digging down for 30 seconds, we find a hole with another goddamn ant and promptly die for our first of many times. From spawning in, we head right this time, and we get to find a mouth of a large cave, spelunking down and witness firsthand RNGesus land a fat money shot on us, giving us a portal to great riches, netting us a total of 10 gold to gamble away in the close future. We also witness a group of gangly looking slimes that want to take our booty, and we try our hardest to look in any other direction as we pass them along the side of the road, and jump into a minecart and zoom away. We stumble blindly into the desert and see that the antlion charger from before has come back for seconds. We try and get out as fast as we can, but the minecart ends. Suddenly, we have an absolutely perfect, smooth brain moment as we decide to fill our lungs with sand and promptly suffocate by a sand block. This lost us our entire net worth without one chance to put it all on red. As to try and forget about the whole ordeal, we head back to the left, and we go into the trees and find another step stool! Yay! As if it's a big up yours from the heavens, a gnome drops down upon us and defiles me without my consent, sending us straight back to hell. Quick pause here. I just wanted to tell you that even though I have over 800 hours on this game, before I did this playthrough, I did a genius strategy called don't play the game for a whole year. Heck, I've beaten Legendary Mode Get Fixed Boy on mobile once, but still never beat Master Mode. I even goddamn 100%ed this game without ever really touching Master Mode. All this accounts a little to how bad I'm doing, but it adds to the pain, which you guys like apparently. So, anyway, back to the video. Again, we go for those truffle trees because the third time's a charm, as they say. Well, they must be on the purest form of crack cocaine possible because we find another stupid step stool. Unfortunately, we have to condense all those feelings we just got only to have them come out in a random outburst in 20 years because we have to continue to the desert. Because in the desert, we're able to use an ultra-secret FBI Secret Service illegal alien technique to find desert pyramids, but our efforts prove to be fruitless. So we start digging down randomly, hoping that we find one, and hooray! We sprinted in the room where the past pharaoh kept all his belongings and robbed that grave dry, finding a sandstorm in our bottle for our troubles, being one of the best double jumps in the game. Now, this playthrough has been a roller coaster of emotions. First, we find a step stool. Hooray! We die. Boo! We get money. Hooray! We die and lose it all. Boo! We find a chest. Yay! It's another step stool. Boo! We find another chest. It's another goddamn step stool! Then, this game gives us a pyramid with a sandstorm in a bottle. I tell you, this game has me feeling like no other. In a quick brain flash, I suddenly realised that we're super duper close to where we lost our rightful gambling funds before. So, we have to use bombs to get there to try and be extra careful, but we get killed by a little rat. We lose the rest of our cash on hand, leaving us with a total net worth of 3 step stools. Heading back to the same spot, we hop on a Minecraft rail from before, and after looting a quick chest, we finally get back to the spot where we died all that time ago. We see that the little rat is still guarding the money that we just lost. So we grab our gambling fund out from the buried sand pit, get a recall potion, zip our ass back home because we don't want anyone getting their grubby little hands on it. I tell you, that is my future son's fund to gamble with, and I will be losing it on the pokies in a few years. We head back to the cave for round 2 and we get the authentic Muslim experience by blowing ourselves up to get some tungsten ore. Wonderful. After being sent back home, unwillingly, we head back to collect the ores that we paid so much to get, and we make our very first crafting bench. Seriously, half an hour into playing and we make our first crafting bench. Maybe another reason as to why I was struggling so much. We also make ourselves a furnace, as well as an anvil, which in future will let us craft any sloppy desire that we need. We use the tungsten that we just got for a brand new pickaxe, and we also use some copper, which we had in our back pocket, for a nice copper breastplate, dripping us the hell out. Fueled by the energy that drip gave us, we start construction on our first house. The plan is simple. Build a stinky unit for all the NPCs to live in, packed so close that there's no room in between. Then, set the rent upwards of $1,000 a week to keep their pockets empty. No, it's not cruelty, I hear you say. It's capitalizing, you numbskull. Next to the dingy little NPC box houses, we make ourselves a modest, yet lavish mansion, all for ourselves. You see, the en-suites in our en-suites simply don't have enough room for another human being. For our house plans, we take a 4-story approach with it. The first floor being used for our crafting stations, the second floor being used to store our items in a lavish storage area, the third floor being used for all our niche crafting stations, which we won't use that much, and the fourth floor being a mix between an art gallery to store all our paintings, as well as a goon cave. And the construction of this doesn't feel tedious in the slightest, because this is art. This is beautiful. The only tedious thing about it was the multitude of home invaders we had to deal with, all of which being protesters about damaging the environment, or something, I don't really know. All I could hear was the sound of money in my head. To get these strange little people to stop throwing tomato soup on my beautiful artwork, we dig down, constructing one of our first major goals, a elevator. Basically, a hole. Straight down through the center of the earth. Oh, yep. As we excavate the hole, we find another minecart track. Woo! Yeah! Ahem. On the minecart, we found our first life crystal, and our second not long after, with them increasing our maximum health by a whopping 20 HP each. With this tiny amount of good luck in our back pocket, we promptly decide to snap both of our legs, which sends us back home, unwillingly, to craft up the little ores that we got on our trip down there. We head back down for another trip as we saw a glowing mushroom biome down in the caves, and we wanted to have a different kind of trip this time. I mean, just look at the size of those mushrooms! After properly and healthily ingesting the crushed life crystals from before, as well as the giant glowing mushrooms, we stumble out of the cave upon a gold chest, and we get a quaint little cloud in a bottle for our troubles, which is another double jump accessory that we can use in tandem with our sandstorm in a bottle. After unfortunately having to stumble out of that biome because there were rumours that the cops were going to show up, we find ourselves into an abandoned house, and we get a God glory given pair of Hermes boots handed right to us on a silver platter. Shoes capable of letting us reach up to Mark 10 in speed. We managed to get out of the mushroom biome, frat house, thingamajiggy, whatever you want to call it, with a strange potion that a stranger had handed us, and we drink it immediately with no questions asked. We find out that this potion gives us the ability to control gravity for a short period of time. After morning high? Perchance. With our newfound abilities that all high people get, we traverse the sky regions of our world to try and find some houses in the clouds that were left by the sky people. We find a house in a chest with a celestial magnet, which we'll never use. Moving to the next house, we find another celestial magnet, which we'll never use. God damn it! We decide to move in the other direction, finding ourselves a shiny red balloon, which makes us immediately forget about those two celestial magnets we just found. The balloon allows us to jump higher, and in general, just looks sick. I mean, look at it bobbing up and down. What a cute little thing! With our potion effects running out, we get a sudden flashback to the dreaded step stool incident of 2025, and decide to take a noble move and kill ourselves. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, why would you do that? However, my dearest viewer, you can't perceive the larger goal that I have in mind. Our little harakiri episode was to build ourselves a graveyard biome so that we could craft up a gravedigger's shovel for our next big project. You see, in Terraria, you always need a big project that needs to be done on the side, be it a boss arena or a cool build, but this shovel is here for our next one, which you will find out soon. Gravedigger's shovel is unique in the way that it can mine a 3x2 area, but it can only mine soft blocks like mud or dirt, not stone and ores. Anyway, we introduce ourselves to the town merchant who just moved in to see a grown man jump off a building a few times, and we can finally spend the fat stacks of money we'd been saving up on. We spend a little on a mining helmet so we can see more than half a centimetre in front of us while we're down in the salt mines, and after clearing up base, we sell him some more items we don't need for some more fat stacks, and we buy a small piggy bank to store said fat stacks in so we don't lose it all when we die. We also acquire us a phallus pylon, which will be useful later, but right now it'll just sit there and look pretty. Then we leave the merchant and probably never talk to him again because he won't be useful to us at all, ever again. By now it's time for some exploring, so we head to the left of spawn to find the jungle biome, when we don't get much fun and die immediately because the underground jungle is a hellhole, which makes us slip out a little poo whenever it gets mentioned. Heading to the right we find another desert, which we use our super ultra secret FBI Secret Service illegal alien technique to find another period, but it doesn't work, so we find ourselves stumble into the Crimson. The Crimson is our Terraria world's evil biome, said to want to consume the world with its spread and unify it under a rule of a single hive mind. Ugh. Descending into the cavern below, we kill some spiders and find some crimson hearts to smash. Upon breaking our first crimson heart, we get a The Undertaker, and on our second, we get a The Undertaker. Now, we could smash another, but terrible things would happen if we did. So we decide to head back home, where we choose to make our earlier house plans come to fruition, decorating our roof with some cool and hip crimson bricks. Nice. When we get bored of building, we head back to the jungle for some more exploration, where we nearly get our face crushed by a boulder and find some loot and more abandoned houses, as well as a cool pantin, which we shove in our back pocket for later. Suddenly, we get interrupted by a man-eater who shockingly eats our man and sends us, unwillingly, back to base. With the time that we have at home, we reduce the housing shortage by building up some more boxes to cramp our NPCs in as close as possible and drive the rent up, and also start work on a boss arena. When I say boss arena, all I mean is a single row of platforms with some torches, but hey, it'll do. Then, it's time for some more elevator digging, grabbing and sucking up as much ores and gems as we can find along the way. Yeah, that's right. We finally found our first boss spawner, so it's about damn time we made some game progression. We tunnel down until we stumble into what looks like another growing mushroom biome, and holy, there is a lot of loot. We find not one, not two, but 3 chests and 2 life crystals. And for an extra bonus money shot, a skeleton we murder in cold blood drops us a bone sword that we can use as an upgrade from our dingy ass platinum broadsword. And with our inventory literally overflowing with items, we yet again get sent home, unwillingly. With the ores that we just got, we make some unspeakable new drip consisting of a silver helmet, which looks badass, and some crazy, shiny new platinum pants. Drip and drop, as they say. We drip till we drown. Speaking of drip, we decide to head down into the caves in search of some gems so we can craft ourselves up a grappling hook, letting us grapple to our cursor's location, giving us a much better way of dodging attacks and adding another level to our battles in the future. Continuing on our rampant spree of progression, I say it's about time we put that forest pylon to use by setting up some more, namely the desert pylon, because we need the arms dealer to be so happy that he can give us his mini shark for cheap. Wait a minute. Anyway, after having to spend the entire time not actually building but fighting for our lives from the thousands of mobs that wanted to get into my skin, we finish up our artwork and purchase ourselves a weapon that was looking awfully steamy in the arms dealer's shop, the famed mini shark. To go with the mini shark, we also buy a couple thousand bullets to go with it, because it eats them faster than an obese person with donuts. You see, the mini shark is by far one of the best pre-boss weapons that we can get our grubby little hands on. Back at base, we try and fail miserably at decorating our beautiful house with some walls from the new paint job we see, but the result is... who am I kidding? It looks We did get our bunting down though. Distraction from what just happened there. We decide to put our gravedigger's shovel that had been festering in our back pocket to use, starting our first of many mega projects to indulge in to do some pro gamer waiting. We continue our project for some time, but as the day turns to dusk, we prepare ourselves for our first of many boss fights, that being the Eye of Cthulhu. We grab our buff potions and suspicious looking eye to summon him, head up to our arena, and summon him in immediately. We open the fight with our mini shark, immediately seeing it tearing him a brand new one, making sure to use our sandstorm in a bottle to do the amazing tactic of running back and forth. He transforms into his second phase after hardly any time at all, sending his servants to attack us and beginning to uncontrollably dash. As his health gets lower and lower, he starts taking more and more damage until the Eye of Cthulhu falls before us and we come out victorious. Hooray! This has been Keys King. Thank you for watching.